What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going over how to scale out of a winning swing trade and maximize profits. Now, the interesting thing about this video is that in the actual doing of scaling out of a swing trade, this is going to help you long term, but in the moment it actually may kind of miss out on some profits, if that makes sense. And we'll talk about a perfect example that I actually just have from yesterday of a swing trade that I was actually scaling out of. And we'll talk all about how that went down, what I did, and what I was looking for. So real quick, let's just jump right in. This is using the Webull platform. So if you guys want access to this platform or you want 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400, I have links in the descriptions of all my videos where you can get those things, okay? You can sign up, it's free, completely free trading from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m., which is awesome. So here we go. WISA was a swing trade that I was in, and really because it was bottoming out here at about $2. So we can kind of see that we really weren't going out, we had a low of 212, so we were not going below $2. And that was a solid floor, a solid bottom, whatever you want to call, right? We had this 50 SMA, so a potential squeeze or a potential move back to the upside above that 50 SMA could lead to a potential big time breakout, and that was kind of why I was in this trade. Now, I actually may look to re-enter this trade again because we'll talk about what happened afterwards, but let's go back to yesterday and see what the point of this video is, the scaling out of a swing trade. So I was in, this is like a penny stock if you guys are interested or if you follow along with my channel. I go over all my swing trades, my penny stock swing trades every single week. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those videos. And so let's take a look. So we had WISA, anticipation that they would eventually announce news or something like that. And they've done it before. And so the stock spiked up a good 100% or so when they did it last time. So it was a good idea for a swing trade here. And so I had an average of about 227, okay? Stock was at 230 in pre-market hours yesterday. At the time I'm filming this video, it's gonna come out a little bit later, but it was at 230. So they had this news that initially makes a push to 270. So we can see right here, this is the 1 day, 1 minute chart using Heikin Ashi candles. They really work better for more trends, if that makes sense. You guys can use regular candles. They're up here in the line style. Just pick whatever you like. I like Heikin Ashi. Works for me. You guys can do whatever you want. So it goes up here to about 270. So right off of that push, right, where was I looking to sell? Did I have any sell orders in place? What was I doing? So initially what I actually did was I had a small sell order at 250. Why did I have a sell order at 250? Well, because every 50 cents or so, every 25 cents even, I've noticed with penny stocks, generally it could be areas of natural or psychological resistance and support. Just whole numbers, round numbers, the 25s, the 50s, those whole dollars especially, generally act as areas of natural areas, okay? So not even looking at any charts, not looking at any technicals, that's where I had a small sell order for some shares because I even noticed it would kind of go up there and come back down. So even if it wasn't news-based, it was just during the day, kind of a daily price action movement, that was kind of what I had. So I had that initially. Now, where do I look to next? So it came back down, it was kind of okay, whatever, and then the volume came back in, a little more volume came back in, and I made a second push up. So I was saying, okay, you know what, it's completely fine. I took off some shares at 250, whatever it was, 255, whatever it was, and then I said, you know what, I'm okay with this. Let it, if it comes back down, what will I do? I'm just going to rebuy my shares back where I had them before, reset for the next news, and kind of, set up for the next news, if that's going to make sense. That's what I was planning on doing. So what do I do next is that, okay, volume starts coming back in, we start moving back up. So now what I do is I look at the 1 hour chart. So let's zoom out here. This is the 1 hour chart. So each of these candles is actually 1 hour. So we want to find where we were. So we want to zoom back in and see, okay, so here's where we were yesterday. So this is what happens. So we had a spike in the first hour of 318. Now, the reason why I say this now, we're looking at the 1 minute in the time being, but I looked to this chart to find other areas of resistance. So we actually had an area about 265. So I said, okay, let me put another small sell order here at 265. We started moving up, boom, that hits. Okay, cool. Why did I do that? Well, because a couple of days ago, that was an area we couldn't break through. That was an area of resistance. And so when it comes to these stocks, you'll look to charts and people will tend to see those things and sell on those areas. So what do? I sell some just before. Now, I was still holding a good bulk of my shares because I wanted a bigger move. I was looking at the charts. I was anticipating a much bigger move. So we break through that level. Now what do I do next? 274, because 275 generally is another area of natural resistance, and I went to 274 and sold some more shares as well on that, on right there. Now what you can also do is put in, set these orders up look at the charts, look at these areas of resistance, and set these things up so you can be sleeping when this happens. Now, I was up because I like to be up when this stuff happens, but it was at 7 a.m. Eastern, so you could be, if you're on the West Coast, you could be sleeping at this time and it could just fill for you. So you can always do that. That's an option. I love good to cancel orders. They're awesome. So now we start to zoom this guy out and say, okay, where are we looking for next? We broke through 275. Then we start to see, what is this? A couple weeks back, we see around $3 was our top. Now, it just ended up a little bit over 3. It's not perfect, guys. Trading is more of an art. It's not an exact science. So when I say support here at this number, resistance at this number, it's going to be a couple cents, give or take a couple cents, and that's what you're looking at. So $3, also my next area. Why is that? I would have been, without even seeing this area of resistance, I would have put my next sell at 297. Why would I do that? Well, because, okay, $3, whole number, natural psychological thing. People like to see those whole numbers. That's a good breakout if you can break past it, but many times you don't break past it, so that's an area of resistance. And so I put a sell order at 297 just in case we didn't hit 3 exactly, we got close, and that fills. Okay, now I took a good chunk of shares there because, okay, now we're starting to make a significant move to the upside. We're up, a good 20, 30%, whatever it was on the trade. I'm feeling pretty good. That's a solid trade for me right there. And now I'm feeling comfortable with letting some more ride, and I'm not super concerned. If we were to come back down just as fast as we went back up, yes, I will be starting to sell on the way down if I realize we're not making that push up, volume fading out, things like that. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with the profits I've made. I've locked in some profits. So now, we ended up going to 318. Now, it's interesting because 318, we don't really see in the past 20 days much chart resistance, in the past couple weeks, much chart resistance. I was thinking to myself, if we broke back above this 305 or this $3, we would make a move to 325, 350, 375, potentially, and so on. So let's take a look at the daily chart, which is also a great thing to look at when you're looking for areas to exit, whatever. The daily chart is awesome. So, okay, we see a top right here about $3. We broke $3. Okay, now I was looking, okay, where's the next area? So we start to see this little wick down right here. This could be an area of potential resistance. Lines up almost perfectly to $3.50. That would be my next area. We didn't get there. Didn't happen, so okay, fine. Didn't happen, what do? Let's go back to the actual 1 day, 1 minute time frame and say, what do you do? How do you manage this trade? Now that I have a good chunk of shares off the table, more than half of my shares off the table because I've locked in solid gains, anything over 25%, I'm locking in most of my gains. And if it makes a move to 100% or whatever, some crazy number, cool, I'll have some, but I won't, at least, I'm not going to be riding too heavy. But if we come back down, I'm not concerned. I'm fine. I locked my money in. Okay, so we make this 318, we kind of almost double top, we come back up to about 315, and we fall back. So now I see somewhat of a double top. We had a wick to 318, but we had another candle here. So a double top is generally signaling a resistance level and potentially a reversal back to the downside, or a double bottom. It could be the opposite. So if you bounce off off the same price area twice on 2 candles, that could signal a double bottom and a move back up. But now it's the opposite for the double top, right? We start coming back down. So, okay, let's see if we hold $3. We came back down. We didn't hold $3. Then we came back up, pushed, tried to break back above 3, didn't break it back above 3, and that's where I said, I am going to start cleaning myself up here. I am going to be moving on and getting everything out because we then showed we couldn't break back through $3. The volume was starting to fade out. There was not as much buyers coming in, and the sell-off continued, and so I left a few shares, maybe 10% of my shares at this point, but I was mostly out here. And then once I saw we came back down, and you can also use VWAP, the volume weighted average price. It's another indicator you can throw on here. I don't have it on this chart, for example, but it's something that I also can use. Once you break below VWAP, you call it a day. That's my opinion on the swings, and I call it a day and say, hey, you know what? If it goes the rest of the day, that's no longer my swing trade. That's because of momentum and volume that came in later that wasn't due to this initial swing, and I don't really care. I'm fine with missing out. I locked my money in, and that is it. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, guys, you're looking for past areas of resistance that we came up on the chart and could not break through. Look to those areas. Look to psychological whole numbers, right? That just makes people feel, comfortable. Okay, $3 is a solid, easy price target. I'm going to put my sell order at $3. And a lot of people do that. And so knowing those things ahead of time is something that's good to know before entering a swing trade or before you exit, and knowing those areas that you're looking to sell in advance, having some orders set. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Hopefully you appreciate this video. Again, link is down below to get those 2 free stocks up to $1,400 in value with the Webull platform and trading from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. for free. I love the platform. I actually use it and I don't just promote it. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and make sure you subscribe, thumbs up on this video, and so you stick around for those weekly videos where I go over all my swing trades, and you can be a part of, run-ups just like this, just like WISA, and you can be kind of, testing the scaling out for yourself. So hopefully that makes sense. Appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you in the next one.